Hello everyone, welcome to Aussie Tech Heads, episode 569, 1st of February 2018. We've got a pretty big show, we've got lots to talk about this week. We are brought to you by athwebhosting.com.au, or your web hosting needs, WordPress or whatever. If you've got problems with your existing host, why not try us? And look, I'll even, if you mention that you heard us on the podcast, I might even try and transfer it across for free for you if it's a cPanel account. So there you go. That'll give you a helping hand to get off some nasty or expensive existing host that you might have. All right. As I said, you can find us on the Aussie Tech Radio. So tune in radio app on cross-platform and just search up Aussie Tech Radio. Wall-to-wall 24/7 podcasts, including this one, a tech podcast from Australia and, well, not so much New Zealand these days, and a brand new podcast added to the list, and part of our little family, I would think. So I'll tell you a bit about that in a second. Facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads and YouTube.com/Aussie Tech Heads. You can get us on the web page at aussietechheads.com.au/podcast. And a paper comes out twice a day. Not just tech, but it's got a platitude of everything in there. It's, I don't know, business, news, sports, all this sort of stuff. Twice a day it comes out. You want to check that one out. You can find all those instructions at aussietechheads.com.au/paper. All right, you can listen to the Aussie Mac Zone. As you all know, all you little Mac heads out there, Michael and Garth and Zane or Zam, someone like that. I don't know how to pronounce his name. They're pushing one out every week. They're back for the new year. And look, Aussie Tech Security, I think, has faded. It's just that Roger and I just can't seem to manage to get the time together these days to try and do it. So I think we might have faded that one. So if anyone wants to take that one on board, give me a call. All right, but let's introduce who we got on tonight. We've got a big panel for you tonight, so instead of just listening to me all night, I was forgetting about these other guys. Let's go to who we got in the first box. In the first side, we got Jordan. Hey, Jordan.
How are you, mate?
Good, thanks. How's your Australia Day?
Oh, always busy. Always big.
Good
and
stuff.
Fun.
Yeah,
You've got to celebrate Australia Day, don't you? To the best of your ability.
For sure. To the best of your ability, exactly.
Can you sing horses for us right now?
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm still recovering from Australia Day.
Well, that's a song for another day. Now, Jace, how you going?
Pretty good.
Good. Yeah, good, thanks. You had a good week?
Yeah, not too bad. Got a new PC ordered on the way so I can do some more crypto mining and stuff. But I found out why my brand new Asus GTX GeForce 1070 Ti 8GB graphics card was not working because the adapter that I bought.
Oh, nasty.
Sort of died in the house a bit.
Yeah, that's nasty. Well, hold on to that one because I got a story about things dying in the backside, and we'll just say good day to Eric. Hello, Eric.
Gentlemen,
how you going?
You
good, thanks. Yeah,
all
good.
Right, good.
Yeah, had a good week this week.
Reasonable.
Good. Excellent.
No complaints. Yep.
Excellent. Yep. All right. Well, let's start off with the things that nearly killed us. So the things that nearly killed Jason this week was. So go, Jace. Tell us all about it. Describe it for the listeners.
I ordered a new 1070 Ti graphics card from Umart, and it arrived. And then I took out my old card and discovered that the connector, the auxiliary power connector that goes into the graphics card needs 8 pins for the newer ones, whereas mine only had 6. But I had a look around online, and you can actually get adapters that go from your power supply Molex connector, they call it, and 2 of those go into one 8-pin graphics card auxiliary power plug. So I went down to the shop, and the guy charged me $9.95 for this 50-cent piece of equipment.
Yeah, you get them off eBay for about 50 cents. Yes.
Yeah, I came home, plugged it in, and tried to do some crypto mining, and nothing happened. The screens on my monitors shut off, and the fan went to 100% full speed. So I was like, well, that's a bit weird. So I've tried for the next almost a week. I just kept trying all different things. I read forums. I tried this, tried that, uninstalled drivers, reinstalled drivers. And in the end, my friend is like, well, I think maybe your power supply is not strong enough to power the graphics card. And I was like, well, it's 500 watt. Oh, yeah, well, maybe you need
a bit,
maybe need 1,000.
Yep.
And I went for a walk around town to try and find maybe 1,000 watt power supply, believing what they were saying. And they're terribly expensive here because I'm in a small country town that's got captive audience. So unless I order it online, I'd be nearly paying double. So I was like, well, I'm not going to do that. But I did ring up a shop once I found out that you can get these adapters and said, oh, have you got one in stock? And he's like, oh, yeah, come down. So I went down and picked it up, plugged it in, tried it out. The screen shut off. Tried all the things for ages. Screens kept shutting off. So I was like, okay, well, I won't do that. And then Will said, oh, have you tried gaming with that card? And I was like, well, actually, no, I've just done, Facebooking and stuff like that. So I tried running World of Warcraft, and the same thing happened. The screens shut off. And there are known issues with GTX 1070 Ti's by some companies that is a symptom of a problem with the card's memory. So I thought, oh, maybe I've got a faulty card or something.
Mm.
So I went into one of the shops I went into asking about power supplies. He's like, why do you want to do 1,000 watt? That's a bit much. You run like 6 graphics cards off that. I was like, well, I probably want to run 1 or 2, but just for now. And I told him what happened. He said, well, it's definitely not, the power supply is not your problem. The software is not the problem either, because software can't do that. So I was like, oh, well, what's the problem? He's like, I don't know. And then walked out the back room and ignored me. So I was like, oh, well, I guess you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, do you want to give a shout out to that company, that business?
No. So I came home and then we tried to record Aussie Tech Crypto Monday night, and the same thing started happening. The screens would shut off and the fan would go full speed. So I said, well, I can't do that. So we tried to get Will's computer up and going, doing stuff, and it kept on crashing and shutting down as well, which is...
No surprise.
No surprises there.
Still unresolved, obviously.
So, well, the Tuesday night, I thought we're going to have to do the show, so I'll have to put in my old graphics card, which I knew worked. So I opened up the case to take out the new graphics card and found this cable here that's been burnt to a crisp. And the plastic, even the hard plastic connectors have been burned through.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And it's a wonder that I haven't had a house fire and burned down the house, because sometimes I'd be Facebooking in the morning and then my daughter would come out and we go watch some TV for a while, and then we go out and I just leave the computer running but screen's locked, and then come back and I do more stuff, and then we go watch something and come back again. So it's been running on and off for days with this problem, but so I took the card out, put the other card back in, and everything worked fine. So we did Aussie Tech Crypto.
So you're lucky that you didn't get a...
So what card did you use to do the crypto with? Did you do it with your original one or the new one?
I haven't done... Oh, the show, I recorded Aussie Tech Crypto show with the old graphics card because I could power that one.
But you're lucky you never destroyed
was it the power in the end that was the problem, do you think? Or
no, it's this cable adapter that he sold me. The wires are far too thin to be able to carry the amount of current that a 1070 Ti graphics card will be sucking out of the power supply. The power supply, I think, is fine. The card is fine, but it's this is very cheap, crappy piece of adapter hardware that should have really thick cabling going through there to withstand the currents.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
That is crazy.
That kind of looks like it's burnt out, like it's shorted out. It doesn't look like it's just melted, does it?
Yeah, everything.
Yeah. Well, I had a similar, pretty similar incident. So we got this phone right from Kogan, and it was, I think, look, I have to find out who recommended me this phone. It was some listener, and I'll find your email hopefully, and I'll send you another email and thank you for it. But it's I think
I'll send you an email, Bomb. Thank you, you bastard, for recommending this. I hate you.
No, the phone was all right. The phone's great. I think you pronounced it Xiaomi, and it's really good. I think I might have a picture. I don't.
Xiaomi. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's Indian. And so it's big, it's got the Android one, and it's a pretty good phone. It's got heaps of memory.
Like an iPhone.
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Looks like an iPhone. Hang on.
Xiaomi is Chinese.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Look, hold that up.
In
Pick that up.
Beijing.
Yeah.
Now, turn around, show us the back and the sides.
That's the front. Look at the front of that, right? Now look at the front of lens.
Yeah, same.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Copyright infringement. Hello.
They love it. But at the back, we got the fingerprint sensor at the back, up there.
It's in a good spot though. The fingerprint scanner, at least.
Yeah, so you pick it up and the phone opens. That's what's happened when I just picked that up. But anyway,
I love it on the Pixel. It's in the same place. It's great.
Yeah. So anyway, that wasn't the issue. So I got this thing from Kogan, right? And so it came with a Chinese or an Indian USB power adapter. So
Have you got that handy, the power adapter?
Not the Chinese one.
I'll be able to tell you where it's come from.
Yeah, I've got it right. The one. Well, what happened? So we plugged it in right.
The one that came with the phone.
Oh no, that one's I haven't got. That one's upstairs somewhere. So anyway, we got this. So Kogan threw in an Australian one, obviously, because when you open the phone, you get the Chinese one. So they've thrown in an Australian adapter, so everything's hunky dory. Anyway, the phone I bought for my daughter, and so she pens down, plugs it all in, and then it just goes tick tick tick, boom, right in her face. And it just burnt.
She's still got eyebrows?
Yeah. It flipped the switch on the house and everything. It just burnt. Just, I don't know. And it just, bangs and bloody smashes and everything. But that's the thing there. And I'll tell you, like, a Sansei or something. Look, I was pretty much, the next day I just thought, I'll just ring Kogan and just tell them, they might want to have a look into this sort of thing. But you can't ring them. So then I've sent them an email, and yet today. So I sent them that email Tuesday, and say today's Thursday. Haven't had a response yet. That's just crazy. And you're thinking, well,
you report them to somebody.
Yeah, I've because I haven't had a response.
They're still selling those.
That's
very
right.
dangerous.
Yes, and that's what I thought. I thought, I just want someone to check them out. Even if they plugged in a few, and this was the only one, they go, yeah, okay, well, whatever. But because you don't know, I think, well, some other little girl may be in a house that hasn't got the the safety switches or whatever, and so it just gets hotter and hotter, and the current gets higher and higher. So she touches it, and she's gone. That's
exactly.
It's pretty poor. It's a very poor effort from Kogan. I think the poorest part is that you can't even you can't contact them, you can't phone them, you can't do anything with them. And even though I've got this adapter that doesn't even work, so as far as they know, so I'm now 3 days got the phone Monday, so 3 days into this new phone that I've just bought from them, and I can't charge it as far as they know. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. So it's made me think twice about buying stuff from these guys. It's because I'm thinking, well, what do you have to do? Like if something goes wrong, if you have to go to the trouble of going to fair trading to get some satisfaction, well, that's just too much, dicking around. So you just do something else. Go and buy. I'd rather buy it somewhere else. But anyway, so that's what happened. It was a bit of a. She got a bit of a fright, but I'll let you know what the outcome is. I've sent away to some electrical authority, and they apparently wrote back to me, and they're onto it. But yeah, so that was pretty scary. So that was my little problem. So I've had a few little excitement things this week. Now let's get into. I'll tell you about first of all. We've got some emails, but we'll just do one email, and we'll do another podcast to listen out for. Is My Tech Opinion. Now you can get this on the iTunes and any other good podcatchers apparently. So if you Google My Tech Opinion, you'll be able to get it. Now remember Shane, he's hosting it, and Shane with Phil Edwards. So I'm not too sure where Phil comes from. I think he's from another podcast around the trap somewhere. I probably should know. Sorry, Phil. I probably should be on board with this stuff. But anyway, Shane and Phil, they're up to 2 episodes, and you can also find them on the Aussie Tech Radio. And also, Jace, you're still pumping out the Aussie Tech Crypto. Yep. So you're up to episode 3. Good stuff.
Yeah, crypto for beginners.
Excellent.
Don't invest in what we talk about, but it's just, explaining what things are and how they work and things.
Yeah, good old Ripple. She's nearly at my low buy point. I think it was down about $1.35 tonight.
Yeah, everything's going down at the moment.
Oh, that's what you said last week.
Yeah.
At the
Still
moment.
is.
Yeah, I think the Ripple's still a good buy, but do your due diligence. All right. Let's get into some stories. So, an email. That's right. I got an email from Michael. Hi, I enjoyed Tech Heads on my 75-inch Hisense screen. My goodness. He wants us to increase our quality. He's not happy with you can see all our blurry zits and everything. So he wants us to increase the quality.
Here's an idea.
I'll remember to put some foundation on next time before we start the show.
Yes. What was that?
Tell you about quality.
Yeah.
Don't watch it through a Hisense screen. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought they were...
Samsung or Sony at least, please, come on.
Sony, yeah.
You
I
only do
need some of the
Sony or
Vaseline
LG.
that Eric had last week on his lens.
What's that?
Need some of that
No,
Vaseline
that's
you
my
had on your
camera
lens last
setting.
week.
That was the camera setting. I'd fix that now.
But I've seen a couple. I've seen a 60-inch or 59-inch Hisense. I thought that picture was great. I thought they were all right.
Yep.
But 75-inch, we are lucky because we're the only show that he'll watch that's not in 1080p. So good on you, Michael. Thanks for that.
Don't worry. We'll just broadcast in 4K. We'll do 4K next week.
Yeah.
How's that?
Well, I just explained.
He's going to buy a new supercomputer.
No. Well, I think. Look, I probably could do a bit higher but as I explained, I sent an email back to him as I explained that I can't upload fast enough to YouTube. So, like, I think the 720p, well, which I think is 720p. It takes
wouldn't the meeting software scale our streaming quality down anyway before?
Yeah.
Just
You,
compress
and
it.
then you upload it at higher quality is not going to make much difference, really, is it?
No, I think my camera should come out probably the clearest of them all because you guys are screen captured, but my camera's a direct feed. So hopefully this shot here, Michael, is better than that shot
If you
there.
get some MBN or something, you might get some faster streaming.
Yeah, well, that's right. Once we get the NBN, I'll be able to, instead of taking 2 hours to upload a supposedly 720p video.
Once you get the NBN, it'll be worse.
In the meantime,
Probably.
just watch Aussie Tech Crispo.
Crispy. Yeah.
Crisp
Aussie Tech
Krispy
Heads.
Kremes.
It only takes 5 minutes to upload 1080p episode of Aussie Tech Crypto.
Aussie Tech Crispy and Crispy 1080p.
Crispy.
Yes. All right.
Crispy 1080.
All right. Now let's have a look and see what we're doing. Major reform agenda for the .aus are coming. I thought this has been coming for ages, but I thought there's already been here.
That's an interesting one, yeah.
Yeah. So
Didn't know about that.
the most significant changes is to the country code top level domain in 30 years. So obviously since it began, the .com.au. So what's happening is they're having a little bit of a little think tank, punch around, see if they want to drop the .com from the .com.au. So it'll be aussietechheads.au. Yeah, so I think that's probably a good idea. I've got nothing against that. Reform, yeah, so ALDA is also proposing the use of non-ASCII characters like Arabic and whatever that is, Cyrillic? Cyrillic, Cyrillic.
Greek, mate.
Or
It's quite a
China.
good Greek.
Is that what it is? Or the Chinese.
Greek. It's all Greek to me.
Yeah, it is. And all the Chinese language characters. Now, the spokesman for ALDA, which is the .au domain admin, the .au domain increases trust, which can in turn facilitate positive economic and community activity. When internet users both here and overseas see the .au domain, they associate with Australia's secure and stable environment. So there you go.
Yeah, okay.
They're not talking about politics, are they?
Yeah, well, they're lying. Okay, if I wanted to go to a Chinese website,
Yeah.
because I need to buy something, and it's only got in Chinese characters, I don't have a Chinese character keyboard, that's basically locking me out.
You have
Well,
to search for
yeah.
it. But you're going to have like AussieCharacters.au. You can do a search and it'll take you to.
Well, you could do a search and do a cut and paste.
But are you saying that there's going to be like a lot of hidden sites then?
Yep.
Because they're all just Chinese characters. There's,
Darknet, Arabic, terror. Talk about terrorist financing getting a leg up.
Yeah, but it's not the only. We're not be the only place that's going to have these characters though. Like you could.
Terrorists win.
Yeah, right. All right. So that's what's happening with the .au anyway. So I thought this was all happening. I thought this had already pretty much been signed off on and going to fall over the line. But apparently they're still having a chinwag about it. It's crazy.
Well, Hong Kong's got it. You can have a company name .hk.
Yeah. I don't know for the life of me. I don't know why the UK's got the .co.uk. Like, what the hell's .co anyway?
Yeah, why don't you just have .uk? I don't understand that either.
You can get a .uk. I think you can.
You?
Yes. I'm pretty sure.
Ah.
If you have a look on the ATH web hosting.com.au domain registration site, I think a .uk is there. We've also got other domains as well, like .party, .accountant, .this.
What's the
How
what's
boring
the
would you have to
process?
be?
Yeah, what's the process for them if they change it over to .com.au and they just drop the .com? What's the process? Is it just automatic, or do we all have to
You'll have
re-register?
to buy
domains
both
again?
if you want people to be able to go to your old one and the new one. But they
So it won't just change your old one.
AussieTechHeads.au and AussieTechHeads.com.au. You could have one redirect to the other, whichever one you prefer.
Yeah, I understand that, but I thought you're inferring that they were just going to drop the .com part of it.
No,
and
you'll
just
still have
everybody
both.
automatically becomes that.
It's just to
should be very
just to
difficult
allow
to change.
people to
It'll be
register
in addition to what we've already got.
AussieTechHeads.au
Yeah.
instead.
So you'll have both. Will you still be able to buy the other one, the original one?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
just an additional.
So you don't think that they'll phase it out, Jace? They'll
I
just
don't
keep
think so.
two running.
I think if you're going to have future registrations for a company name that's a new company that's just come out, doesn't have a .com.au, then you just go straight for AU. But they'll
Well-
keep the legacy .com.au.
But everybody, I mean, it can also be a kind of a win for the domain people, because registering a domain name, it's just another one for these companies to register if
Well,
they
yeah.
want to have.
Yeah, it's a cash cow.
Yeah.
it's cash grab.
Yes, it is, isn't it, Glenn?
Well, no, not for me. It's not. I don't do
He
nothing.
doesn't get a big percentage of that.
No.
Ask Alda.
Yes, no way. That's the pickings are pretty thin on the domain names. Believe me, they're not probably really worth selling, but you sell them because, well, you know, it goes hand in hand with the hosting. But yeah, I guess like they got to keep the legacy.com.au's going, because could you imagine the blow up if they did take them away or phase them out, and everyone's just got all their Google juice to peak levels, and then they just have to start again, wouldn't they? That'd be crazy. Yes. Jace, what have you got for us this week, please?
Well, they're some of the most secretive and clandestine places in the world, but they could be threatened by something as simple as fitness tracking app Strava. Data published by Strava, which markets itself as social network for amateur athletes using fitness tracking apps, has been shown to potentially reveal the location of secret US military bases. The company's app allows people to track their workouts and share them online. In November, the company released a series of online data visualization maps, which showed all the activity tracked by users of its app between 2015 and September 2017. The maps, which include Australia and the United States, show every single activity ever uploaded to the Strava app. According to the company, that amounts to more than 3 trillion individual
In a remote
GPS
part of
data points.
Afghanistan,
Problem
US
is, some
military
of it could be rather sensitive information. Over the weekend, Nathan Ruser, an analyst with the Institute for United Conflict Analysis, pointed out that while the maps look pretty, they included US military bases which were clearly identifiable and mappable. If soldiers use the app like normal people do by turning on tracking and they go do exercise, it can be especially dangerous. Mr. Russo, 20 years, currently studying international security at ANU, shared a number of images which purport to reveal forward operating bases commonly used to support tactical operations established by Western countries.
Yeah,
So it's all anonymous data, so it doesn't identify any particular person, but it does show places that have been taken off Google Maps and street directories and stuff, so that you would think there's nothing there to go visit and have a look at, but there actually is.
Right.
A secret.
Well, you'd think that, like, if they were serious about taking it off, if they've gone to the trouble of taking it off Google Maps, then why wouldn't they? Because the US probably they would control the GPS satellites, I think, don't they? And all this sort of stuff. So why wouldn't they sort of just block those coordinates or something? You know, so the GPS devices can't.
Jammer.
Well, they might have to now.
Yeah, we'll have
There should be jammers all around those
the sites.
military sites.
Yeah, well, yeah, you would hope so, wouldn't you? But well, maybe now. Yes. Yes, Jordan, what did you find this week that you thought might have been interesting?
I've got a few, but because my sorry, I keep turning my head away. My Edge browser that I usually use by default, everybody kind of criticises me for it sometimes.
They know
No,
why.
we weren't trying to criticise you.
Not
I'm
trying.
using Google Chrome over here, and I can't find the read setting, and I've got all these videos that keep going off in my ear.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
I can't find the read mode in Google Chrome. You don't want to tell me where it is, do you?
Geez, I don't know. I know how you can turn the noise off by on the tab. You'll see a little speaker. You can click the speaker on the tab of Chrome. That'll turn the noise off. Don't know where read mode is, but anyway, I'll let you find that, and I'll do another one. We'll come back to
me.
We'll come back to that one. Look, here's one. Apple has paid the largest tax bill in Australia in years. So Apple's statutory 30% tax bill of $76.6 million was compounded by a number of additional tax expenses, adding up to a total income tax expense of $183 million for 2017. That's pretty up there, but their local revenue for the first time had eclipsed $8 billion. That's a lot. $8 billion in it. That's local revenue, so that would be meaning in Australia. Would that be right, Eric? That's what I'm taking out of it anyway. Local revenue.
Start again. What?
It's-
Local revenue, yeah, $8 billion, yeah.
Yeah, so they're saying that Apple's, $8 billion in revenue for the first time. Local headcount also jumped, so they've up 6% in employees, 3,729. So, that's good. They're paying more tax. I don't know if it's enough or the correct amount, but that's more. So that's all that's probably that I'm worried about. So that's all right. Now, just a quick one. There's these two words. There's more words that have been added to the English Oxford Dictionary. I don't know if everyone's interested, but the one that piqued my interest was the ransomware. So it's now in the dictionary, amongst other words like mansplaining and hangry. So I don't know. Another 1,000 words have been added to the latest dictionary. That's just
that'd be
amazing. Like this thing, I don't know how many words are in the whole thing, but there must be a lot of words in the dictionary. But do you think, isn't like mansplaining, that'd be more, I don't know, colloquially?
Slang.
Yeah, slang.
That's slang.
Yeah,
Slang.
yeah. I could probably get ransomware. I get that as a word. I don't get.
But actually, hangry is just hungry and angry, basically.
Yeah,
that's all that is.
Portamento.
But it's not really a word.
No, I don't think it is either. But mansplaining, I don't know. Maybe they're just looking for pages to fill. Maybe they get paid by the word, these little wordsmiths. No, but that's what's going on there. All right. Did you find what you were looking for, Jordan?
No. It seems to be a bit quiet in my ear at the moment. I've Googled it. I can't find the setting for it. I must
There's
have
no reading mode setting in Google. You can install the extension I sent
Oh,
in,
is it an extension? Is it?
in
That's
Zoom that somebody else has written but not Google. Or you can relaunch Google and have every single page as reader only. But there's no turn this page into a reader version.
Oh, that's no good.
It's a shame. See, with Edge, I just push a button. It's right there.
Yeah.
Oh, good old Edge, eh?
Good old Edge.
Good old Edge.
But hey, look, I've got a little bit of quiet in my ear. I can try it if you like. We'll see how we go.
Well, have a go.
All right, so run these Windows apps on Android with Wine 3.0. Have you heard of this?
Yes. Well, I've heard of the wine. So, yes. What
There are
happened?
literally millions of Android apps to choose from, but you're looking, if you're looking to go beyond what Google Play has to offer, then you're in luck. Thanks to a recent update, you can run Windows 7 apps on your Android using a program called Wine 3.0.
Well, there you go. So you're running Windows apps on your Android.
Wine has actually been around since 1993, making it possible to run Windows software on Apple hardware and Linux-powered computers. With the latest update, the same features is expanding to Android, though there are some limitations to what it can do. You might be reading the same article there by the look of it.
Oh, no, right, okay, there you go. In Life Hacker.
So it's the same one, I think.
Yeah, so run Windows apps on Android. Is that something that you would... Are you Apple or Android, Jordan?
I'm Android. I probably wouldn't go and run Windows apps. I just thought it was interesting, that's all. I like to see Wine progress in every angle because I think it's good. It kind of bridges that gap for some people.
Yeah, well, it'd be interesting to know how fast or how compatible makes the apps run. Like if they'd be smooth or not, you know. But I guess, look, there'd be someone out there, obviously, has the need for this. Because I don't know where.
It says it seems to run best on newer devices, but it may crash older phones or tablets. It also runs on everything in full screen. So I don't think you'll be running two programs side by side because it obviously won't do it. Additionally, the 3.0 or Wine 3.0 runs on 8.6 Android devices.
The thing about like this new Android in the house of Izzy's, the Xiaomi or whatever, however you pronounce it. Look, I don't mind it. I don't mind the Android interface. I liked how it's got an infrared thing on it as well, like a remote control thing. So it learns your TV remote or whatever, and you can change your remote from your phone. Change your TV from the phone. It's pretty cool. I think other things that I liked, I installed the Kodi remote, which was cool. I was pretty sure Android would have that anyway. And then next to the Kodi remote in the Play Store was the good old Kodi itself, which installed like a charm. Just, straight out of the store. Like, you can't even install Kodi on the Apple. There is some hijacked version that's been bashed around the ears and, rebundled up 500 times and still doesn't work. But and called something else. But that, you get that.
I love Android. I think Android's great.
Yeah, it's...
there's a website called nerveware.com. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's a pre-setup that you can run Android Chromium on your PC.
Oh, okay.
So you just get like the application and you download it, and then it installs Chromium or whatever you want to call it into a USB. You plug the USB into your computer and you boot it up, and bang, you've got Chromium on your PC.
Yeah, right. That sounds like
it uses the Android App Store and all that on your normal PC. So if you've got an old computer that doesn't run very well, and you want to put like a small Linux edition or something on it, you can also try that.
Nice.
But that's why I like Wine, because Wine you can put on Linux and run Windows apps.
It's always good to get an emulator. Now, Microsoft disables buggy Intel patch. This thing is still going on. Microsoft, the Meltdown and the Spectre issues that Intel are having. Microsoft said its update for Windows 7, 8.1 and 10 disabled Intel's buggy patch. Has Windows brushed version 8, Windows 8? Have they? You don't see it written anywhere anymore. It's just 8.1 all the time.
No.
So
that was the Windows Vista of the new generation.
Yeah, but how is the numbering system though? 8.1, like really? Why?
And then 10.
Yeah, so they missed 9, and I don't know. But anyway, so Microsoft said,
Apple did the same thing.
Yeah, but we expect that from Apple.
I think Samsung's pretty close to coming out with a 9, aren't they?
Oh, no. They'll come out with a 10. They'll come out with the X. Everyone's going on X. The X Factor. Everyone loves it.
They can't wait to get there, can they?
No. We're going to be first.
Wait for Windows XP.
Well, we've got Windows 10.
XT, did you say?
Oh,
XP.
the old XT.
Oh, he said XT, like RT. I think it was XT.
I remember those XTs. How heavy were they?
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That was before
For
XT
what?
came before the AT, which are a little bit faster.
Yeah. But the hard drives, I don't know if you ever took one apart. The hard drive was, 20, 30 centimetres long.
Hard drive. Back in my day, son, we had twin floppy drives.
Well, that's right.
It had 100 megabytes on it.
Yeah, probably, if that. 20 meg, wasn't it?
And we were grateful for it.
We were too. We were. Now, anyway, so this Meltdown and Spectre, as we all know, were disclosed earlier this year. Microsoft said there were no known reports of the security issue being used to attack computers. But so what was happening is Intel brought out a couple of patches. People were installing them, especially in data centers and so forth and on servers, and their computers or their servers were just rebooting. They just thought, we'll just reboot. Why not? Easy peasy. Jace, what else you got, please?
Well, this one's a kind of a PSA. Telstra customers in 3 North Brisbane suburbs will not be able to use their phones even to call 000 for up to 10 days. Residents in Gaythorne, Mitchelton and Epsom Park residents were sent text messages saying they would lose service from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. weekdays as Telstra switches off its mobile-based station in the area. The outage is a result of building works at the Brookside Shopping Centre in Mitchelton, requiring Telstra to shut down parts of its mobile infrastructure at the shopping centre's roof while works are carried out. This means customers will be unable to make or receive calls or texts on their mobile phone. Telstra Area General Manager May Boysen said the outage could also affect customers wishing to contact emergency services. Customers may have difficulty calling 000 on a mobile device in the impacted areas, as customers' devices would not be able to access other operators' mobile networks for 000 calls. Services will be disrupted from Tuesday to February 9 in Gaythorne, from February 12 to February 22 in Mitchelton, from February 23 to March 7 in Everton Park. Telstra will deploy a temporary cell on wheels at Mitchelton and provide free calls and Wi-Fi as payphone in those areas to minimise the impact. So try not to injure yourself, get into car accidents or need any emergency services in those areas, because
you won't be able to ring
you might be relying on a tin can with string.
Yes. So yeah, I was just watching. I was just flipping through that web page that that story came from, and this is totally, totally off topic. But I noticed the sales in the car park. You know these ones here. We'll finish up with Telstra in a second. But
Like that. Wasn't there a shopping centre out your way or a bit further out west that put solar cells over the car park to power the shopping centre?
Oh, possibly. But I was just going to say, like, you know, it's a good idea. Helps protect your car while you're shopping and whatnot and all this sort of stuff. But I noticed that when I was in the US, they haven't heard of sales over car parks yet. And some of it, you know, it gets hot over there, doesn't it? But yeah, that just made me think of that. But yeah, so Brisbane, a couple of the suburbs, no mobile service. How will they survive, Jace? How will they survive? They'll have to.
No, you're not going to get text messages. Maybe you're going to miss the kids that need maybe the school rings you up to come get your kid because it's sick or injured, or maybe you need something else and you're just going to be screwed. One of your friends said, "Oh yeah, let's meet down at the shops for coffee." They send you a text message saying, "Can't make it." You're there for 2 hours ago. I've been dumped by my best friend.
It's pretty inexcusable, though, don't you think? Yeah. Don't you think it's pretty inexcusable that they wouldn't put the new tower in first to brilliant the redundancy before they shut the old one?
Well, they mustn't be able
put
to.
In some portable femtocells or something.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, but you know,
that's really inexcusable.
Well, they've got the monopoly, so why not?
Because I think the internet these days is to me like power,
and
water.
Yeah,
right.
Yep.
Now, if they said to you, "Oh, we're updating the power grid, so between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. you have no power for the next 2 weeks," you can't shower. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
Right? That's inexcusable.
Yeah,
that would never happen. That would never happen. But with the internet, they just do it.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can use 112 emergency number.
You would think so, because that's on a different frequency.
It should go to any network.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Just hack into the 112 and just go on the darknet.
And get your Chinese .au domain name.
Domain name and start selling your steroids.
Here's one for you, Jace.
Silk Road all the way.
here's one for you, Jace. YouTube being caught out by coin mining adverts. You heard about those ones? The adverts include computer code that help them mine the Monero cryptocurrency. So the gangs are keen to get malicious code on lots of computers because most cryptocurrencies rely on large networks of machines to verify transactions, blah, blah, blah. So attackers abused the Google's DoubleClick, which develops and provides internet ad services for like YouTube and the like. On victims' machines, when the mining script was triggered, it would use 80% of the computer processing power to generate coins. So coming through the video ads, how's that business going? Coming from everywhere.
Pretty good. You would have heard about this on Aussie Tech Crypto this week, no doubt, Glenn, right?
I haven't listened to that one yet. I'm getting there.
Yet.
Did you talk about that, did you?
Hold into that.
Yes.
Oh, no, sorry. I know I am a bit slack. With but I will be listening to that because I'm checking my ripples every day. And
I thought our subscriber levels that watch the show were down by 1 this week.
I'm still subscribed. I wouldn't unsubscribe. Yeah. So where can that's in iTunes, isn't it? For everyone that's looking for it. Yeah. Aussie Tech Crypto. All right. So
crispy.
Oh, that's right. For a crispy crunch.
For a crispy half an hour.
Now, Jordan, do you have any more? I'll go around the table.
I have got, my stories are always great, aren't they? So
yeah, perfect.
I've got one here, and it's the one that is playing the most music in my ears, so it'll be good to get rid of it. Google revealed it removed 700,000 bad apps last year to remind developers it wants to create a safe place for users to install apps. Google shared the details on the Android developer blog today to show that its policies. Where am I up to? Sorry, I've lost my spot. Detection techniques and security teams are making progress in the fight against shady developers who abuse its app store's relationships with 2 billion Android users. According to Google, the 700,000 apps it took down in 2017 was 70% more than its takedown total for 2016.
Wow.
Google also removed 100,000 bad developers in 2017, thanks to new detection techniques that can spot where repeat offenders try to create new accounts and publish more bad apps after being caught.
Yeah, I wonder where they all came from.
Yeah.
I think
So there was
Those
3.5
Apple developers trying to
apps on
poison Google
Play.
for the profit.
That'd be pretty fun.
oh, what's happened,
Ooh.
Eric?
Oh, it went
happened?
dead.
Oh, nothing. No, you went a bit.
Siloning.
Yeah,
They
you-
said there was. I said there was 3.5 million apps on Google Play in December, so the 700,000 removed apps are a substantial figure.
Now, yes, you don't. I wouldn't advise anyone getting an app from outside the Google Play Store. Probably even the Samsung store. You don't know what's been going on over there.
Oh, you can.
Yeah, I
You just got to
agree.
be very careful. You got to know what you're doing. Don't just go.
What?
I would stick to the
It's like a
Google Play
website.
Store.
You don't just go into any website that says, "Come and look at me." You've got to
Yes, you do. Yes,
put
you
your
do.
brains on.
Yes, you do.
Now,
You do.
You do if you've got Apple because they don't get viruses, right?
Well, that's what they
They
say.
don't.
Don't they? Yeah.
Never had one.
yeah,
I
now,
think you'd be safer with Linux, to be honest. If you don't
Yeah,
want viruses.
definitely.
probably.
Yeah, but Apple is Linux based or Unix based.
Unix
Yeah.
based.
Yeah. Now, Jordan, what would you recommend an app like be familiar with the Apple's Find My Friends or Find My Phone, things like that? Are you familiar with that one?
Yeah, I'm familiar with that, and Google has something similar. Apparently.
Oh, I was going to ask you what it was because I downloaded.
Yeah,
I
Samsung has their own as well.
Oh, all right. Well, I might have to do a bit of Google.
I think the Google one's pretty standard. You just
Okay.
connects to your normal Google account.
Like to your Google Maps or something? Because I saw something about it in Google Maps. But when this phone came for Izzy, I jumped on the Play Store and I saw this Find My Friends app, and I installed it and I sort of opened it and I went, oh, you know what? You don't really know because it was a third party. I still wasn't confident. Like third party, who's behind the app? You just don't know.
Yeah.
So
Well, here's one from the Google Play Store, mate, that you can click on.
I think it's Find My Device or something like that. It's just very.
Google.com/Android/find.
Google.com.
You don't need an app because it's
One's
built
called
in.
Find My Device and Find My Phone.
Hang on.
Yeah, I think they're both
Google.com/Android/find.
Google ones.
Yeah, they're both Google.
Sorry, google.com.au/find my device.
Google.com/Android/find.
Droid/find.
But Samsung, if you've got a Samsung phone, that has its own thing as well. So as long as you register yourself with a Samsung account, they've got that same feature.
Right.
That's why I'd stick with the Google account. Much simpler.
Well, Google's already there. Most people already have it. Samsung's
Yeah.
an additional account, isn't it? So
Yeah, there's one extra account you have to worry about.
Hang on, I'm going to log into this and see what it
unless
see
you've
what
got
it says.
a smartwatch, and you want the,
Glenn's gonna show
you probably
through
have to
it.
create
Hang on.
a Google, a Samsung account for that.
If anyone wants to visit Glenn,
I took it. Now, find my device. Oh, yeah. So location data from your devices will be collected and sent to. Oh, yeah. Okay. I just got to get the device
Very
on there.
similar. It comes up on Google Maps and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I just
Find
got.
My Device.
Yeah, that's all right. That's pretty cool. But that's
Where
only.
did you see that? Did you say you had a phone or something? You didn't know how to do it.
Yeah. Yes. So okay. So find my device will find the ones that my phone's logged in with me. But yeah. So if we want to know where, say, Izzy's phone was, we've just got to do find my device, log in with her. Yep. Okay. I've got that. That's easy enough.
Oh, look, I wouldn't be at all surprised if Apple probably have a similar.
Oh, they
app that you
do.
can use Google as well, as a Find My Phone through Google
Oh.
rather than through Apple. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, they might do, but I think their Find My Phone works pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You've got your iCloud turned on.
yes, yep. So I'll do that. Okay. So what's next? Eric, have you got anything you want to talk about, or are you just happy to just?
I'm happy to
butt
listen
in?
to the learned gentleman.
All right. Well, let's. I'll go for another one. Let's
I'm
go.
multitasking today because of my music going in my ears.
So what?
Can't you turn that off?
Oh, it's
If
still
you
happening.
right
It's all
click-
over the place. I
right
keep
click the
stopping
tab at the
videos.
top. It says mute site.
So you're on Chrome, aren't you?
Yeah.
So up in the tab, is there a little speaker?
No.
Oh.
If you right click the tab, it says mute site as an option.
Mute tab.
There we go.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, now we're cooking. No more confusion.
Although I think it did. That's a pop-up, I think, anyway, that tab. I think that's something else. Oh,
You need to get into the Google Docs or something. So just click, even just copy the links into the Google Docs.
the mute tab works.
Excellent.
Perfect. Thank you, Jason. I need to get my Edge working again. Someone's read on Google I have to uninstall it and reinstall it or something to fix
Really?
it. Which is really quite annoying. I wouldn't have thought that Edge would go down that track. It's been so good for so long. I've had no problem with it.
So what happened?
I just load a page and it just hangs. It hangs white. The page eventually shows up, but it takes about a minute or so, and then it pops up.
Can you?
I've done everything. I'm
not sure if it's connected at all with Internet Explorer, but I know with Internet Explorer,
Internet Explorer is working.
Right. I know with Internet Explorer you can go in, even into the control panel if its IE is just stuffed, and you can just go back and reset it to its default values.
Yeah, I did that. Went into the settings because Windows 10 now, their latest update, that's included within the settings of Windows. You can just go in and you can either reset it or you can repair it.
Yeah.
It's just through the app feature settings.
Yeah,
I did that. Still no go.
That's no good at all.
So I might have to uninstall it, they reckon.
How do you reinstall? Can you download it?
I don't know. Google. There's plenty of how-tos on Google.
Yeah.
Chrome.
Yeah, well, because I know, like in the old days, that it was pretty hard to download a copy of Internet Explorer. Like you couldn't just download it and install it.
You just go into, I was thinking that today. Can't you just go into the Windows features and settings like we used to do in the old operating systems, and you just untick the. We used to go into add remove programs, and then you'd go click advanced or you click Windows programs, whatever, and you just go in and untick the ones you wanted, and that's how you would add, your web hosting applications and stuff like that. You could do that through that thing, and you could turn Internet Explorer on or off and uninstall it or remove it.
Yeah,
remove it or install it. But I don't know if that's in Windows 10. I haven't looked. It's only started playing up this afternoon, so I haven't really looked at it.
Well, I think I've seen. Look, I've never had to do this before, but I think if you go to Internet Explorer and go to Bing, I think there'll be a pop-up and says, "Do you want to try Edge?" And you might be able to find the download link from there. But like I can't.
What if you type in download Microsoft Edge?
Well, I did, and I found this, but it doesn't tell you how to download it.
Oh, Microsoft don't want your business. Try now. There it was.
Oh, there you go. Get started. That's what's up here.
Try now.
You reckon just try and reinstall it over the top?
Yeah.
That's worth a shot.
Get rid of the gremlins.
I don't know.
That's another way.
That just brings a pop-up when I click that.
It'll come in and say repair. And just do a repair.
Yeah, well, you can do that now with Windows 10, straight up within the settings.
We'll do that.
That's it.
I did that. You can do a repair or a reset. I don't know if you haven't got a Windows PC there, have you, Glenn?
Yeah.
You're on Mac, are you? Or
no.
On your screen that you're showing there now. Is that a Windows one?
Yeah, Windows.
So if you just go to settings, you can see where add remove programs. It's right there, and you can click reset.
Oh yeah. But I just I clicked this start. See up the top here, it's got no thanks and get started. So I clicked the get started. You can't see the pop-up that popped up, but a pop-up comes up, launch application. This link needs to be opened with an application. Microsoft Edge, yes or no? But I haven't got Edge.
That's so weird.
I know, try Edge, but what do you want to open?
But you need Edge to try it.
Yeah, so obviously, because Edge must be in the guts of Windows 10, that's what it knows it must be on every computer. But anyway, we're getting bogged down in stupid Edge.
Rat hole.
India. I'm not over it just yet. Go easy.
Now, Uber, they're getting some, some challenging times ahead for them. Indian rideshare platform Ola has announced an Australian launch to challenge Uber. Ola. That's probably not how you pronounce it, but anyway, that's how it looks to me. Ola, an Indian ride-sharing company with more than 125 million users in its home country, has announced plans to launch in Australia this year. Founded in 2011, it currently operates in more than 110 Indian cities, has a network of more than 3 million driver partners, 3 million drivers, and partners claim to serve as many as 1 billion rides annually through the platform. It's massive. One point of difference is that Ola has expanded to encompass many travel types beyond cars, including auto rickshaws and car rentals. How's that? Get a rickshaw on your Ola app. It also rolled out a dockless bike sharing system and a connected car platform that allows riders to interact with the in-car entertainment. That's pretty cool. Now, Ola is calling for expressions of interest for drivers in Sydney and Melbourne and Perth.
No, thank you. I'm okay. No, thank you very much.
Now, this comes sort of just after another rival company called Taxify. Have you guys heard of any of these? Taxify and Ola? I've never heard of them.
No.
But
I've heard of Taxify.
oh, all right, yeah. So there's a Taxify. I don't have a picture of Taxify. So they're operating in 23 countries. Already launched in Melbourne. More than 10,000 Melbourne drivers have registered. The Taxify is from Estonia, and drivers are lured to Taxify because they charge a 15% commission, where Uber charges 20 to 25% commission on each fare. Taxify launched just before Christmas. So, yeah, there you go. Up to date
That's
on...
interesting.
Yeah, up to date on all that sort of stuff. All right, look, I don't mind Uber. Eric, you do Uber?
I do Uber.
Yeah. We used Uber when I was over in the US. We were wanted to get from one place to another, from the hotel to somewhere. I think it might have been to Universal, I think it was. And so there's a taxi driver sitting downstairs, just sucking up all the gullible tourists. And so I went up and said, "How much is a taxi from here to there?" And he goes, "It's $55. I went,
You were in
"Jeez."
Anaheim, weren't you?
No, I was in Orlando.
No.
Yeah, in Orlando. And
You're on the other side, right?
Yes, when we did this one, and I went, yeah, $55. That's a bit steep, isn't it? And so I thought,
That's
right,
$80 Australian.
Yeah, at plus tip. And so
Tip. They can get fucked with their tips.
thanks.
So, edit point.
Edit point. Oh, now I've got to write that down now. Now, where's...
You're giving him more work after the show finishes.
I know.
This show is brought to you by...
Yes. Now let me finish my story so we can move on. So, where was I with it? Yeah, so anyway, $55. And then I thought, stuff this. So I looked up Uber, quoted me like 16. So there you go.
How long did it take?
Oh, 5 minutes. That was
Really? And it was going to charge you $80?
Oh no, the ride. Sorry, I thought you meant how long did it take to come. No, the ride was it was probably a good 20 minutes. So it's a 20-minute ride. Yeah.
$80 is pretty cheap then. Oh no,
Yeah.
it'll be about 25 Australian. That's about right.
Yeah, so we were quite happy with it. So it was good.
They've got a lot of I don't know whether it's true. I can't remember where I read it or heard it, but somewhere in another country, there's been a lot of Uber vehicles. Some countries bought like a whole heap of auto driving Uber vehicles. Is that right?
There is one country that bought a bunch of Volvos.
Right.
Self-driving.
And-
I read about this week. I can't remember what country it is. Probably Canada.
Yeah. Did
They're all pretty smart.
they buy a bunch of bowler hats as well?
Yeah. Well, they've actually banned Uber in Germany and in the UK.
Yes, I saw the mayor of London on the TV the other night banging on about something about that. They didn't
It'd be a bit of a bleak future for them if the more self-driving vehicles, the less jobs are on offer.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's going to be. Is it going to be a little while before self-driving vehicles get here? Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just saying a country just bought like 30,000 of them or something. I read, and they're saying it's only a matter of time. If it goes well for this country, everyone else will start following suit.
Yeah, right.
No, I don't think it's going to be a disaster. It's too early. 30,000 cars, self-driving. It's going to be a disaster.
Yeah,
Seriously, that's just jumping the gun a bit too early, I think.
You'd want to hope that it's all right, eh? Like,
You'd want to, wouldn't you? Well,
Just
they've
tell me
been
what
doing
country
it.
that-
They've
I want to
always
find out
had a
what
driver
country
in the
that is.
car.
To make sure I don't go there, get run over by a bloody, they look at me, they go, the young kid, older bloke,
Yeah.
kill the older bloke.
yeah.
They've been doing it, but they've always had a driver in the car, just not driving.
Yeah, that's right.
So there's always someone on standby to take over.
Yeah, the robots are taking over. Wasn't it Bill Gates's? That's what he's banging on about, isn't it? He's going, the robots will take over.
No, they're all saying it.
He's a robot.
And even who was it? Someone else. Was it Elon Musk or someone was saying the same thing? They're all saying we need
Don't
to
listen to much what he says.
we need to be more careful and put more rules in place because there isn't any at the moment or something.
Yeah, there's got to be
You're right.
got to be something.
There's
All
got
right.
to be some limits to how far we push it.
Did you have another story while you're there, Jordan?
I did have a couple. I've got a brief one here that doesn't really go into much detail, but it's only going to really probably touch on things we've already talked about, and that's that Apple is under investigation for slowing older phones even more again this week. US authorities are investigating Apple's slowing of older phones, according to published reports. I don't know how recent that is, but we have talked about it, haven't we?
I wonder if they're going to push that battery update slowy thing out to the older iOSs that are on the older phones. Just as a little...
They've stopped signing iOS 11.
Sorry, Jay? They stopped what?
They've delayed
signing the firmware for early versions of iOS 11, so anything before that's not going to be working on their devices.
Well, that's pretty nasty. But yeah, look...
And they've delayed the iOS 12 or something.
Yeah, okay.
Because they want to get the performance and stability right in the current software before they...
Yeah, they said the next update's probably not going to have many features, but it's going to be more stable and work a lot nicer.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
But it said on this article that they're going more into investigation to see if Apple actually did break any of these laws.
Oh, they did.
Blowing the phones down rather than just the batteries. They want to know how intentional it was.
Oh, yeah, intentional.
There's more. It's a brief story. It doesn't have a lot in there, but
planned obsolescence.
Yeah, it seems like
not only is it planned, it's obvious.
Oh, of course it is.
Obvious obsolescence. Try saying that 3 times.
Yeah,
the double O.
So a French probe and a slew of lawsuits that allege the company aimed to increase sales of newer models.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it feels like, isn't it?
Obviously by slowing the old ones. Yeah.
Well, look, Apple aren't the only ones that do it. They're the only ones that have been caught doing it because there was a leak of the internal workings of their software. But Microsoft have been doing it for years with their PCs.
Yeah,
Every time you upgrade a PC, you got to buy a new one.
Yeah, but that's stopped now with Windows 7. That came out a lot lighter than Vista.
Hey, you could always change your battery pretty easy in a laptop, though, couldn't you?
Change your what? Yeah, battery.
You could always buy a new battery really easy.
No, it wasn't the battery. It was more the motherboard CPU couldn't handle the upgraded software.
Yeah, especially Vista. Yeah.
Yeah, well, as everything increases, it becomes more resourceful and needs more speed.
But nowadays, like Windows...
Windows 10's gone the other way.
Yeah, it's light.
Well, it started with Windows 7.
Yeah.
You could put Windows 7 on a 10-year-old computer and it runs like a dream.
Yeah, and that's what I reckon contributed to the slowdown of computer sales, is because, people could just go and buy new Windows and stick it on. But who would know? I know Jace has got another story, and one that I'm interested in is that T-Box one, Jace. Telstra's doing something nefarious as well.
Telstra has decided to kill the smart TV features in its aging T-Box video recorders, leaving long-time customers fuming as they begin to search for new set-top box to rule the lounge room. The T-Box also offered online movie rentals from Big Pond Movies, along with access to a handful of Big Pond streaming channels. Over time, catch-up TV and streaming Foxtel channels were added to turn the T-Box into an entertainment all-rounder. Telstra is finally ending support for the T-Box at the end of March, planning to disable all of its streaming feature apps with a firmware update and cancel any remaining Foxtel on T-Box subscriptions. Crippled apps and services will include Foxtel on T-Box, Big Pond Movies on T-Box, SBS On Demand, Plus 7, YouTube, AFL and NRL, and TuneIn. The My Media app for playing files from USB storage or across home network will also be removed. Plus, the T-Box remote application will be pulled from the Google Play and iTunes app stores. T-Box will retain the ability to watch and record free-to-air digital television, but only with access to basic on-screen electronic program guide. The decision to deliberately cripple the T-Box's smart TV features has sparked a backlash on Telstra's forums, with Telstra pushing unhappy customers towards the Telstra TV2 Puck or Foxtel's IQ3 PVR, which can record both free-to-air and pay TV. The IQ3 is available as part of Foxtel from Telstra package, which is more expensive than the Foxtel on T-Box. Meanwhile, Optus is pulling the plug on its Optus TV featuring Foxtel service as it shuts down its HFC cable network as part of the NBN rollout, with Foxtel offering special deals for homes which have been kicked off Optus cable. If you don't want to subscribe to Foxtel, the best PVR in Australia is the Australian-made Fetch TV Mighty. It is available from several internet providers as part of a bundle, but it's also possible to buy one outright and use it with any ISP, including Telstra. You must buy your Fetch TV box through Optus if you want to watch its English Premier League service.
Now, what I think is wrong with what they do here, especially, they've disabled this, disabled that.
So unplug it before the firmware rolls out. Download all the apps to your devices now.
That's right.
Because they'll be removed from the store, but not your phone.
What did I just hear on the radio today? That they're offering a $99 bundle with your NBN and your Foxtel.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that not with the T-Box?
Might be, no, it'd be with that
Probably
new
not with the
puck,
T-Box.
that new TV.
Foxtel Go.
Yeah, but what I find
The one?
pretty wrong about this sort of thing is when, like, the company actually spends money to go and disable something. Like, why not just let it run its natural life, and the T-Box will eventually just die? But they've gone and spent money.
Customer
They've been
complaints, maybe.
proactive.
Support.
Yeah, but they've been proactive in disabling something that works. Where are all
Because they want you to subscribe to Foxtel. Thank you, Mr. Murdoch.
But where are all the bloody, the greenies and all this? Like, this is just wasted resource, Earth's resources right here. All these T-boxes. Where, they're
Greenies are
just
too busy being communists,
wasted,
mate. Don't worry about
wasted. So I think it's wrong. They should just let these things die a natural death.
So
Do you
bloody
use
shambles.
a T-Box, do you, Glenn?
I do have a T-box, and I do.
Because you look pretty passionate. You sound pretty passionate about this.
It's not
it. I was
plugged.
about to say.
It's not plugged in, but look, because we got the Foxtel, so we record on the Foxtel. But look, I do like the T-Box because it will record the free-to-air in the 1080i or whatever the hell, 576i, whatever the hell it
T-Box
is.
records. I didn't even know it recorded.
Yeah, it does, and it records in a better resolution than the Foxtel box does.
I thought
so-
they just had catch-up TV. I didn't think they had recording.
No, you can. Yep, you can record on them, and they work good. I thought that worked really good, but you got the remote on your phone and everything. So, but anyway, looks like I'll be chucking that one in the bin. I might get a sledgehammer to it and have a look at its innards before I chuck it out.
See if there's a way you can hack it and put a different firmware on it.
Yeah, I probably can't be bothered. That'd be interesting.
Maybe you can get Cody on there,
Wow. Well, maybe I might put it in the cupboard for a rainy day and see if I can.
Bored.
Yeah, do something. Now, listen, my last little story here will be Brisbane Airport retailers are going to accept the crypto coins. There we go. That's coming. The airport's owners quietly announced last week. I don't know why they did it quietly. Why would they want to do it quietly? Anyway, it struck a deal with Brisbane-based startup called Travel by Bit, who received $88,000 from Advanced Queensland's Ignite Commercialisation Assistance Fund, provides a way for merchants to accept payments to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Dash and Steam. The Travel by Bit said on the website, although customers pay in digital currencies like Bitcoin, the merchants can choose to receive payments in Bitcoin, flat currency, or a combination. So, whoopee-doo. It appears to have signed on at least 10 retailers to accept crypto payments, including cafes, restaurants, souvenir shops, and newsagents. I don't know, if you were as a shop, would you accept cryptocurrency? Jay?
Nope.
There's a few that do.
We had
the
a
value
story.
fluctuates too much.
We had a story this week about rapper 50 Cent. About 5 years ago, accepted Bitcoin for his album, and Bitcoins were only worth about $500 then. So a lot of people paid fractions of a Bitcoin for his album, and then suddenly he's got $7.7 million from sales because the value of Bitcoin went through the roof.
Now,
Yeah, but who was the guy that was in the news this week that just lost $580 million worth of Bitcoin?
yeah.
Right.
But, Eric, how would you...
Some Asian
I
guy.
wouldn't accept it. I wouldn't accept it because, you get some say, oh, that'll be $5,000 for your fees, please. So they give you $5,000 worth of Bitcoin, and tomorrow you want to convert it, and it's down to $4,000.
But when I was reading this story...
Fluctuates too much.
Yeah, but when I was reading this story today, I was sort of going through my mind was more of how do you account for this, say with your taxes and stuff. So you've accepted.
I know.
So when have you accepted?
You've got to translate it back to Australian dollars.
That's right.
That's the currency that you're reporting in.
But at what stage? The day that you've taken it, or the day you do? So
Or the day that you've exchanged it.
right, but then you've exchanged it at say $10, but then tomorrow it's worth $20, but you haven't cashed it in.
Right.
So
You
now,
restate at the end of year, you revalue what you've got.
as of the 30th of June or something.
30th of June, yeah.
But what?
So he loses. Like I said, that guy lost 500 million. It'd be worth something else a month later, or a couple of weeks later.
Yeah,
It's worth 200 million.
but that's a nightmare.
It is.
That's a nightmare.
It's not a stable currency like the Australian dollar or the US dollar. No way.
Yeah, it's interesting
If
how
you had a
that's...
Bitcoin.au, that's different, so it doesn't fluctuate, right? It only fluctuates, and then you exchange it for Bitcoin.us.
Yes.
Then that's different, right? Then it's your normal exchange rate mechanism. But a global currency that has no set value for any country, that's just anarchy waiting to happen.
But well, hopefully, our little ripples and Ethereums will take off, Jace, and we can sell. Well, I don't know. If these little ripples went to $1,000, say, I think I'd be cashing in. I think, why wouldn't you? Just cash in and get out, which I think a lot of people don't.
Get out, wait for it to drop, buy in when it gets low, and then do it again. Just if you don't get greedy, you can make money. You have a point where you cash out, wait for it to drop, buy in again, another point to cash out, and just keep.
Yeah. I think you discussed it. Have you discussed it on your show, Jace? I think you've discussed something like that. Yeah.
Probably easier to predict the housing market, isn't it? Than the big.
It is because it's a bit more stable.
Yeah, it's probably easier to poke a stick at a ghost than to predict that thing. Now
Ghosts. What do you got against ghosts anyway?
I don't like ghosts. They scare me.
Oh, really?
They
You wouldn't want to live in this place.
They usually have long, thin faces, don't they?
They do.
You wouldn't want to live in this house if you hate ghosts. Mate.
You got one?
Oh, we've got a couple.
Are you serious?
I'm deadly serious.
Like fair income.
Two
little girls.
If you let them.
Two little girls.
And what happens?
Nothing. You just hear them playing, and then there's no one in the house.
Oh, no way. No way.
All the time.
They only bug you. You only see them, and they only bug you if you open your mind to it. If you choose to believe they're not there,
you out and go, oh look, I don't care. Have fun. I ignore them. And you always look around. You'll see these peripheral shadows. Always, constantly.
No way.
What the hell was that?
No way.
Seriously.
You're on drugs.
He built his house on an Indian burial ground. What do you expect?
No, I'll tell you what it is. On the lot I'm on, we're on about 1,000 square meters here, right? And next door, there's another block that's 2,500 square meters. And a long time ago, in about the 1800s, there was an old house that straddled both these blocks, right?
Yeah.
Not the size of the block, but it straddled the blocks. And it was built in about the 1870s or something like that. And it was called Grosvenor House, the old house. We've got the sign at the front of our place, the old sign, the original sign.
Yeah.
And we've kept it here. So when they built this house in the, I don't know when it was, the 30s or whatever it was, they kept the sign. But the guy next door was telling me that if these days the house wouldn't have been knocked down, it would have been a heritage listed house,
right?
Because it was part of a property that was probably, I don't know, 100 acres maybe.
Yeah,
it was the main property of 100 acres, and we suspect I'm gonna go up to the council soon and look at all the records. We suspect that those kids died here.
Yeah, right.
In that house.
Oh,
and they go between the two houses.
Yeah,
they died in the original. So I'm going to find out why they knocked down the old house, because it might have burnt down, for example.
Well, so why don't the girls move on? Why aren't they in heaven or somewhere?
Well, it depends how they died.
So they could be trapped here.
They could be trapped, exactly.
So
they sometimes you don't hear them for ages, and then you hear them again.
Yeah, okay.
We see them. We reckon they go between the two houses.
Oh, that's so spooky.
Oh, yeah, it's hilarious. We have a laugh. The whole family knows about it. We have a good giggle about it.
Yeah, right.
I grew up in it.
We got 5 bedrooms in this house, right? Our dog will not go into the 5th bedroom.
Yeah, right.
I grew up all my life.
It just freaks out.
In an old farmhouse in the middle of nowhere. And
there you go.
A lot of the same things. And we were told that we had our houses buried on old Aboriginal burial grounds and things like that. But we used to grow up and be pulled out of our bed you by our feet in the middle of the night and things like that. And
What?
I remember
By the
waking up
ghost?
one night. Well, whoever it was. And I remember waking up one night, clear as day. To this day, I can remember waking up and looking in the mirror, and there was someone else standing behind me.
Yeah.
And I've never forgotten that. But I also always say to myself, if I choose not to believe it, then they won't annoy me.
Yeah,
But I believe it. I choose not to be frightened of it. That's what I do. I believe that they exist, but I just say I'm not going to worry about it.
yeah, right.
And we'd wake up with our feet being pulled on and screaming, and there'd be no one there.
It's funny you say that because a few weeks ago, my oldest daughter said she felt someone grab her ankle.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
And
on
there
Doctor
was
Who.
Nobody there, and there was nobody there.
Yes.
While she was
Doctor
in
Who
bed, or
episode.
while she was
Sounds
She was
like
in
it.
bed. She was lying in bed, trying to go to sleep.
I remember
Like
that.
someone grabbed her ankle.
She woke up and she thought there was someone in her room.
I remember.
Yeah, I had my brother's ex-girlfriend. I remember her waking up one night and she was halfway out of the bed. She'd been pulled that far by her feet. She had her knees hanging off the end of the bed.
Wow.
So that must have scared her.
Oh, that scared the hell out of her. And now a lot of people choose not to stay there when they come over. But Mum still lives there, and she swears she just tells them she doesn't want to see him.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's it. You just tell them. You put them in their place.
Yeah.
Put them in their place.
Good.
I believe that they're here, and I tell them, have fun, have a good time. But the minute you
Just leave me out of it.
Can you ask him next time you see him? Can you ask him if they can just nip into the future and get you some footy scores or something?
No,
Or
I might say, do you know how to get to the lodge? I'll say.
To the lodge.
Just ask him if the bit currency is going to increase.
Yeah. Get some good info, Eric. Get some.
We know where to put our coins.
On the list.
Yeah, good. All right. Now, did anyone else have anything they want to talk about?
Well, there is another one, but it's another one of those Microsoft rumors. If you want to hear it, I'm always following the Microsoft rumors.
Go for a rumour.
Go on, give it to us.
A rumor about the Surface Phone. Again, I had one of these last time. Have been around for almost 3 years, and some Microsoft fans are now ready to give up their hopes for the first ever mobile device under the Surface label. Still, it might be too early to declare that the Surface Phone is dead, given the Redmond-based tech firm has yet to confirm its development. With more patent leaks and of the Surface Phone, also known as the Andromeda, showing up on the internet, there is a chance that the public will see the much-awaited device soon. While Microsoft has no new announcement, Microsoft has no new announcement made these past few months regarding its hardware lineup for 2018, there are speculations that the Surface Phone or Andromeda phone will make its surprise appearance at the Mobile World Congress in 2018 in Barcelona this February. The upcoming Tech Expo is where the biggest flagship devices of the year are unveiled, and the Surface Phone is likely to be among this year's highlights, according to Express UK.
Oh, there you go.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I wonder if...
I hope something comes out of it, because they're talking about a double flip screen thing that can open up and be an iPad 1 minute or a phone the next kind of...
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. That'd be good.
Does it float and does it do holograms?
Oh, I hope so.
Because if it
If
does...
it's only a rumour, we can hope for the best, can't we?
All right. Does it take pictures of
Whether
ghosts?
they put Android on it or Windows on it, who knows?
Yes.
Good point.
All right. Well, I think
They might put Android on there.
never know. Well, I
They
think
should. I think they should.
we might leave it there. I think we're out of time, out of things to talk about, report on. So that's been good. We've got through quite a bit there this week. So I hope you guys.
Don't you have an announcement to make, Glenn?
Oh, what of? No, do I?
You spoke to me about it earlier.
What was that?
Are you pregnant, Glenn?
Congratulations. The boy.
I don't know what.
How bad's your memory?
Yeah, pretty bad. You sure you weren't talking to a ghost?
No.
Give me
Who the one
We
standing
spoke about
behind
it
you, Glenn?
earlier. Soft launch, remember?
a
Is that the
soft.
ghost standing behind you, Glenn?
Yeah, probably. What is it?
Remember, Glenn? Soft
Don't
launch.
look.
Soft launch.
Soft launch. You were going to talk about an association with somebody?
Oh, do you want me to talk about it this week? Or talk about it
that's
next
what I
week?
thought.
Do you want to talk
Okay,
about?
all right.
Yeah, next week.
All
Next
right,
week.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
fine. No problem.
I'm still in
That
talks.
means you got to come back on next week, Eric.
Yeah, I know. I haven't. He's keeping me hanging. I don't even know the details.
All right. Don't get too excited. But then you should. All right. Okay, cool. All right. Well, that's about it that we've got for this week. So that's good. Thanks for joining us. I hope you've all had a good week. Hope you have a good week coming up. And don't forget to download us on the iTunes, get us on the Aussie Tech Radio, or follow us on Facebook. Send us a message. Interact with us on the Facebook. I think Jace, been pretty good. He posts a few stories up there every now and then, a few interesting little posts. Yes, thank you. And wherever else, get us on the webpage. Go to aussietechheads.com.au/podcast, and you can leave us a voicemail, something like that. Not many people have been doing that. Got a few crazy ones, but should play those ones. But anyway, just do that, and we'll see how we go. All right. Thanks, Jordan. Thanks for coming in. Nice to see you again. Thank you, Jace.
Thanks
good to see you. It's all right. Thanks to see you. You're a bit squashed in there, small room there this week. And thanks, Eric. And we'll see you guys next time. All right. Bye for now. Ta-da.